Hello and welcome to my Yu-Gi-Oh channel. Today we're looking at the effects of Puppet Queen and leraje, the new promos for the Yugioh VJUMP magazine. Leraje, the god of archery, is a fiend type dart attribute level 4 with 1800 attack and 1600 defense. You can only use the second effect of this card's name once per turn. When this card is normal summoned, you can make it gain 100 attack for each monster with different types currently in your graveyard until the end of this turn. 2, you can target one other face-up monster on the field. This card cannot attack for the rest of this turn. Also, that monster loses defense equal to this card's current attack. Then, if its defense has been reduced to 0 as a result, destroy it. As a card, I think it's okay for its effect. It's definitely very different to anything else. I don't think there's anything you can actually really compare it to. The stat line on it as well, the attack and defense are fine for a level 4, but I was researching quickly how many types of monsters that you have within the game. There are currently 25, so potentially if you were running randomly, I don't know why you would, but if you randomly got 25 different types of monsters and they all happen to be in the graveyard through who knows what type of effect you've used, maybe the grass is greener or something like that, then this could become a 4300 attack monster. Realistically, you're not going to get that. If you're running a multiple type deck, you might get, say, 5 different monsters, and so this could be something like 2300, but it actually helps to fuel the secondary ability, because you're then able to take out one of your opponent's high defensive monsters, or even one of their lower ones, reduce to 0, and then have it self-destruct. The problem with the first effect is it only happens when it's normal summoned, so it's not like you're keeping the attack boost permanently. Even, I'd say, if it lasted until the end of the turn, every turn you can activate it, I would say that's much better an ability, rather than having to constantly normal summon to get that effect. The secondary effect obviously relies so heavily on the first effect that I don't see this card being very usable. It's nice because it's quite different, and the nearest thing I can compare it to is something like Venom Swamp, where the number of Venom counters that appear, it reduces your opponent's attack points to 0, it gets destroyed as a result of that field spell. I think that's the nearest comparison you can actually draw from this card. And the second card we've got here is Puppet Queen. It's an Earth Attribute Warrior type level 6 with 2200 attack and 2500 defense. You can only use the second effect of this card's name once per turn. 1, when your opponent adds a monster from the deck to the hand, except by drawing it, you can special summon this card from your hand. 2, if this card is normal or special summoned, you can special summon one level 7 Earth Attribute Warrior type monster from your hand or graveyard, and if it is Puppet King, all Earth Warrior monsters you currently control gain 1000 attack until the end of the next turn. The first effect is just a special summon effect. It's fine because rather than you having to tribute for a mediocre level 6 monster, you're then able to just summon it instantly. Most likely your opponent is going to be running cards which search for other cards, so it's going to be a very easy condition to meet. The secondary ability is not even that good either. It boosts your monsters that are very specific. They have to be Earth Attribute Warrior types. I know you do have quite a few of those, by 1000 attack points. Yes, it's nice that it actually lasts until your opponent's next turn, because that means you keep it on your turn and you keep it on your opponent's turn. That means you can keep your monsters around for that much longer, but it's very conditional on you also having Puppet King to be able to use this effect. Just out of curiosity, I wanted to find out what Puppet King was, and I couldn't remember what it was. I had a look, and it's a level 7 monster with 2800 attack, 2600 defense, and so it would gain, the 1000 attack points to become 3800, and it basically has the first part of its effect quite similar to Puppet Queen in that if a monster is actually searched from the deck to the hand, you then get to special summon it. The difference between the two is this is a level 6, whereas Puppet King is a level 7, and it doesn't have any other effects to it. In fact, it actually self-destructs if it actually uses its effect. Also, it's good to note that Puppet King came out of Crimson Crisis on the 3rd of March 2009, so you are supporting a card which is well over 12 years old, and I just don't understand the logic of it. Of the two cards, the first one is much better because it's a level 4, it gains stats, it doesn't need to be special summoned, and you are able to destroy one of your opponent's monsters just through its effect. It does prevent it from attacking during that turn, but if your opponent is running lots of spell and trap cards, it's actually better to use that as an effect than to just go into the battle phase with this very simplistic model that is the Puppet Queen and the Puppet King. The interesting thing as well is if they've got a Queen and a King, will they have a Prince in the future? We're just yet to find out if they might support it as like its own archetype. Whatever you guys think, please leave those comments down below. Like the video if you enjoyed it, and don't forget to subscribe for more daily Yu-Gi-Oh content.